everybody, welcome to our animal safety series in partnership with Houston PetSet. In today's video, we're actually going to be discussing how to properly care for your animal. Animals need love, attention, and exercise, and just that caring that a lot of humans need too. We want to make sure that if you're taking care of an animal, that you're treating it the exact same way that you would want to be treated. So a couple things to always do to keep your animals cared for is making sure that when you're outside with it, or just every day taking it outside, throwing the ball, letting your pet or dog run around, get all of its energy out. You want to show it affection, so just constantly petting the dog and loving on your animal is really, really important. You also want to make sure that anytime that you're outside, especially when you go to a park or you're just walking your dog down the street, that it's on a leash. Keeping it on leash is super important. And anytime that it's outside and inside, it has constant access to clean water, and you're feeding it the proper amount of times a day. And especially in Houston, you guys, it's really hot. If you live in a part of Texas where, Texas is hot in general. So in the summer, we want to make sure that you're grooming your dog, making sure that we get all that excess hair off of it so it doesn't get super hot and overheated outside. And that it's wearing a collar. That is super important as well, just in case if it gets lost or it gets out, that someone would be able to return it to you very easily. There are some people that do have collars for their dogs or for their pets, but don't include any information on the collar. So if you do have a collar, make sure that your pet's name, a phone number, and an address is listed. So those are just simple things that we can do every day to keep your animal cared for. My colleague Nayeli is going to introduce herself and also talk to you guys about how to spot if an animal is being mistreated.
Thank you, Jenna, and thank you for that information. It's very helpful. So my name is Nayeli, and I'm an education specialist for the Safe School Institute of Crime Stoppers of Houston. Like my teammate Jenna said, I will be explaining to you all the signs of mistreatment and what we can do when we spot these signs, when an animal isn't being cared for properly. So some of these signs include noticing when an animal appears to be too thin. We know sometimes an animal, they have chains, but sometimes the chain isn't long enough to where they can access their food and water, which is very important, especially if an animal is outside and let's say it's too hot, like you mentioned. Texas is extremely hot in the summer, but we also have some cold days, so we also want to make sure our animals are properly cared for. Another sign we can look out for is if an animal has been outside all day. Remember, it's important for our animals to have some shade, to be inside, and to just be cared for enough so they don't feel bad in the end. But the most important thing to do is, if you notice some of these signs of mistreatment, is tell a trusted adult. You need to tell this trusted adult, so this trusted adult can call 2 phone numbers. One of the phone numbers are 832-927-PAWS and our tip line, 713-222-TIPS.
Thank you so much, Nayeli. At the end of the day, you guys, caring for your animal is so important, and even more or as important is spotting signs of mistreatment so we can make sure that your dog or any animal out there goes to a proper home where it's going to be cared for. Tune in later for another video. Thank you guys. Bye.